Good morning. Good morning. Live from St. Louis, Missouri. Yes. Today we have a beautiful day in St. Louis, Missouri, and I decided to test my Bluetooth mic again. Hopefully, and this time will not be any problem, and everyone can hear me fine and see me fine. Okay, let's get started. Both hands go together. Go to your front, to your right, yourself, and left. And keep going. Relax your shoulders. In case this is first time you join this free lesson, my name is Violet Lee. And I do all the demonstration and the sitting position as well as standing. But you don't have to go up and down like I do. You can choose whatever you want to do. And now reverse your hands. And some of the audience, I understand you're doing a combination. And that's great. Okay. And relax your mind, you relax your body. Keep going. Very good. Let's go for two more. Here's one and two. Good. And I mirror image you. So this is your right side. This is your left. Good. So right arm up, close to your ear, but not like this. Okay. Keep your head suspended and your arm to your ear. And move forward and down. Using your shoulder to move your arm. Now your arm, move your shoulder. Good. This way is we get a really good rotation and without hurting ourselves. And some of the people will swing the arm really quick, and sometimes they can damage their ligament and tendon. So that's not cool. And reverse. Brush through your ear. Yes, if you go slow and you use the shoulder to turn the arm, and then you can make the largest rotations your body can handle. Very good. Let's go for two more. Here's one and two. Now switch side, left up, going forward and down. Good. Again, using your shoulder to turn your arm. And then as close to your ear as possible. Very good. Let's go for two more. Here's one and two. Now reverse. Brush through your left ear. Yes, that's it. That's it. Brush through your left ear. Good. Keep going. All right. Feel it in your shoulder. Very good. Okay. Let's go for two more. Here's one and two. Good. And now, gentle fist. Turn to your right side twice, then turn to your left twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, stop. Good. And now swing your legs. And it doesn't matter you're sitting or standing. Bring your feet back one at a time and kick to the front. And really relax your body and relax your mind. All right, good. And the next one, gentle fist again. And now you open and then hands up. And now bring your both arms to the back. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, stop. Good. And now 2 hands together. And now massage the neck. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult when I'm wearing the Bluetooth mic. I have to massage my neck. These wires really is in my way. Okay, that's okay. And now keep your upper body upright and lower your head. Feel the gentle stretch in the back of the neck. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And up, center. Now tilt your head to your right shoulder without lifting the left shoulder. Feel the stretch on your left side of the neck. Good. Center. Now tilt to your left. Good. Really get a very deep stretch. Feel it? Wonderful. Back to center. Now look at ceiling. Tilt your head back. Back to center. Look over your right shoulder. Back to center. Left shoulder. Back to center. Next, we're going to circle our neck. If you get dizzy or you have some situation and don't feel good, don't do it. Okay. Now head down. Circle to your right, back, left, and down. Keep circling. Last time, right, back, left, and down. Now reverse. Left, back, right, and down. Keep going. Last time, left, back, right, and down. Nowadays, because we all stay home and we are using online systems to do lessons, meetings, whatnot, or family reunion. And yeah, we even did a funeral memorial over the internet. And I guess because the usage of the internet is so much and a lot of time the signal is not that stable. I apologize yesterday and some of you responded said my face looked very blurry. You cannot see my fingers, my hands. And I'm sorry for that. And hopefully it will not happen today. But I cannot guarantee. Okay, and the next hands together and massage your kidneys. Good. And now keep your upper body upright and your head suspended and turn your head to right, back, left, and front. Keep going. You're sitting, you're doing this, the same thing, and keep your head up. And now reverse. Last time. Good. And now hands together. Massage your knees. And reverse. And now feet together. And if you're sitting, pick up your heels. And now you do rotations and of your knees to your left. Good. And now reverse to your right. Very good. Good. And next, let's do the lunges. And the right foot in the front. Let me show you the side view. Keep both feet on the ground. And then your right knee should be either above or behind your heel. Don't do this, okay? That's bad for your knee. And now you just do downward pausing, gently pausing down. If you're sitting, bring your knee to your chest. Slowly, you inhale and exhale. Keep going. Very good. Hugging your knee tight. And last one. Good. And now, if you are standing and you switch, and then now left um, foot in the front, right foot in the back, you do the downward pausing. And if you're sitting, bring to your chest. Yes, hug all the way in. It's your own leg. You love it, right? And by hugging it. Okay. And next, if you're standing, open your legs wide and then shift way to your right. Make sure you don't turn your body like that. Body square facing the front, okay? Then you do the pausing. And you're sitting, pick up your right foot and using your right hand gently pressing down your right knee and do the pausing as well. Very good. Now switch to your left side. Good. And you're sitting, pick up your left leg and you do the pausing as well. Yeah, why not? Okay. And now swing your legs. Yeah. Relax. Everything can wait, right? And I think that this is really true. With COVID-19, our life is all on pause, and nobody know how long this pause is going to be. So enjoy the moment and while you can, and just relax, chill out, and right toes in the back, using your right knee to draw circles. So this way you do the ankle rotation. If you're sitting, pick up your right leg and you do the rotations as well. And turn the other way. And then put it down and switch. Now left toes in the back. Good. And pick up your left foot and do the ankle rotation. Well, I am not a, well, never mind. And go the other direction. I was going to say Zen, the philosophy of Zen, and they always say live in the moment. And I'm not religious in that sense, and I always thought that makes sense. But now, more than ever, we have to enjoy every minute, right? Okay, good. And next, we're going to do a sections of broken. You probably noticed at the beginning of the announcement, how it shows a Sifu Watson's picture. So he asked me, so what are you going to teach today? I said, I let you have one guess. He said, a sections of broken. I said, yes. I'm actually quite a boring person. I do the same thing every day, and a sections of broadcast is one of the things I do every day because it's so good, has a huge health benefit. So why don't we do it every day? Okay, keep your feet about hip width apart, sitting or standing the same way. And if you're standing, bend your knees softly. Round the hands in front of your lower abs. Hands facing your lower abs. Inhale and exhale through your nose. Relax your body. Relax your mind. Inhale through the air coming in through your nostril. Exhale, you warm elbows up. Now bring both hands together. Slowly foot up and lift your spine. And now look straight, move arms further back. Still keep your arms straight and open. Gently bend your knees if you're standing. And now give your spine a lift. And now arch your lower back. Wow, doesn't that feel great? Your lower back tension is gone. Now look up, look straight. 两手托天理三焦 both hands facing to the sky and pray for the health of our spine, our shoulders, our lower back, and the triple, long nose, look straight, and open. Good. And now, if you're standing, open your legs wide and make sure your toes do not bend out like that. Bring your toes in and knees out. Your knee don't want to buckle like this. You want to keep the knees out. Arms crossed. You can do high. Stand. You can relax a little bit. And now, medium or low. Your choice. Slowly pull your arms apart, left elbow straight, right elbow bend. Open your right, cross. And now you pull. Look at the left index finger. Open right, cross. Good. 左右开弓四射雕 Stretch. Make sure you only turn your head. You don't turn your body. Good. Bow and arrows on both sides. Pray for the health of your heart and the lungs. Let's go for one more time. And open and close. Good. And now bring your feet in about hip width apart. Both hands in front of your lower ab, and then with hands facing up. Slowly bring your right hand up, twist, left hand down. Good. Together. Now left up, right down. Good. Exhale. And inhale. 调理脾胃虚肝指 This is great for the health of your stomach and spleen. Good. Now both hands are down in front of your lower ab and open. And now look at left and back. Open your arms and make sure you turn the palms out, okay? Now look at right. Again, do not move your body. Only turn in your head. Wise out, looking back. 五劳七伤往后瞧 This is great for the health of the liver, the digestive tract, and also help to get rid of fatigue. Good. Next, if you're standing, open your legs wide. And again, you can do high, medium, or low. Your choice. We're going to swing the head from right knee to left knee and back. And then you're sitting, and the both become out 45-degree angle. Make sure your knee is stay behind the heels. And now place both of your hands on your knees and lower your head to the right knee, circle to your left knee. You keep circling your body back to center. And now reverse from left to right, up. Very good. From right to left. To right. 摇头摆尾去心火 Circling the head and tail can help to reduce the inflammation in the body. Very, or some people say reduce the free radicals in the body. And last set, from right to left. Good. And now left to right. All right. Good. Now bring your feet in about hip width apart. Both hands up and down with the palms. Bring hands to the back where your kidneys are and round the hands behind your legs. Touch the heels. Pulse. Move arms to your ear and coming up. Good. Again, put the palms to the back. Heel, toes, ears, and up. 双手拍足顾肾腰 Both hands touching the feet. It's great for the health of the kidneys. Yes. Up. And now bring your hands in. Okay. Open your hands. Bend the thumbs. 4 fingers wrap around. This is a different kind of fist, right? And one time a student asked me, so how do you hit people like that? I said, this is Qigong exercise, not martial art. So we don't hit people. You know, when you hit people, you make a fist like that. But this is for exercise. Okay, so you bring the fist to your waist. Again, you have your choice, high, medium, or low. Right fist out, open, turn. Good. You turn your wrist at a 90-degree angle. Open your eyes wide and big. Yes, really, really big. So this is 转拳怒目真气力. Open eyes wide and twist your fist. This is great for increase your energy level. Good. Coming up. Now up and down. Up and down. And up, down. So when your heels coming down, do not use any force to drive them down. And also do not control. Just let it fall naturally. Okay, last time. And now let's shake it out. Very good. And I see Sifu Watson is already in the studio, in the console. Let me bring him in. Good morning, Sifu. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good. So I am going to, I see you have something on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I let you explain all those things. Okay. And I see you probably in 25 minutes also. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm just going to move my body a little bit as we greet each other. So I'm turning my hips, moving the shoulders, just rolling the hips, not following a pattern, letting the shoulders come into coordination with the hips and then come out of coordination with the hips. So the shoulder girdle's free to move, the hips are free to move, but my knees are staying safe. The knees are bent and not free to move outside a point above the balls of the feet. So I maintain stability, but experience fluidity. And so we're going to take us through a little reminder of what we did last time. And if you've learned it and practiced and followed along, it'll be a nice reminder. And if it isn't familiar to you, you can still just follow along and don't focus on memorizing. We'll just kind of follow. So I kind of feel like I found my hips, found my shoulders. I'm going to take a few moments to put them into an alignment, a coordination, into harmony with my stance, with my mind, with my breath. So I feel pretty good. It's a nice thing about the martial arts when you have a really great lesson. You're very tired and warm, but you're also very energized and you're just ready for more. So it's as if you have a really great meal and so you're full, and yet the only thing you want now is another great meal. So thank you, Sifu Lee. That's fantastic when you have a great session like that. You're tired, you're worn, you've worked out, and yet you just want more. So hopefully you're ready for more. So I'm going to open my left arm from the shoulder joint and then float the palm up, right? And then massaging here, massaging along with my free arm out to the thumb. I'm not going to over teach this because we reviewed this last time. But this will just serve now as a reminder if you've learned it, or just a rubbing warm up if you're new to this. What we don't want to do is invite any anxiety into the practice. Wait a minute, I don't know that, I don't remember that, am I doing this right? We're not challenging the physical body in such a way that we have to particularly worry about strain and pain. We're just standing and massaging ourselves. And this could be done seated too. You could certainly tell that if I'd been in a chair, I could be doing this very same practice. So I have a bench over here, maybe we'll pull it out later. So this is the lung line, the lung meridian, the lung channel, the lung vessel, the lung pathway, roadway, river. And we're starting at the lung, inhaling, then exhaling out to the end of the lung at the thumb, and then inhaling here. So my palm is just in front of my foot, relatively towards the sky. The knees have stayed bent. So I have an exhale here without contact, inhale here with contact, exhale as I continue through the line, and inhale as I transfer that energy to this side, to the control or the guidance of the right hand in my case. And we'll do this one more, and then we'll transition into the large intestine, which we also did briefly last time. So now I'm using my index fingers, and one finds the other, and I trace up along the index finger to the top of the hoop pole, and we're working our way along the radial line of the radius bone, and we're coming across, pretty much cupping the top of the bicep. We'll put my index finger, lifting this elbow with an inhalation, tracing that forefinger here to the corner of my right hand touches the lower outer corner of my right nostril and where the upper lip infiltrum is. And then we'll come down and do the other side. So you notice we have this nice kind of rotation here in order to get the outer edge of the thumb side edge of the nail bed, seeking the same point on the other hand. So I have this nice shape that I come into here, tracing along, and again, not allowing any anxiety that might arise from precision or concerns about precision to take part in my mental activity now, right? I'm not putting a needle in somebody. It isn't somebody that's facing a really desperate disease and I better get this needle just right. I'm just massaging myself. And if you miss the points, it still feels good. And if your mind is closer to the precise point than your hand reaches, that's plenty nice. The mind does lead the chi. This might not seem like such an important point to make, but as we continue through and learn even more points, the burden that you may take up in trying to be precise with everything may make you feel like you're studying for a test rather than standing out in the park with the butterflies doing a little ancient exercise practice. Good, so 2 more times, tracing along, just watching a rabbit jumping around in the yard here through the window. So here we inhale, this elbow floats up, that pivots us up here where there's a couple points. And I trace along parallel to the collarbone, coming up, around the mouth, and then to this last point. And then we'll just check in here. Really healthful in so many ways, psychologically, emotionally, mentally healthful to have a few moments at the end of any Qigong set to just check in with yourself. How are your feet? What is your mind state? How is your breathing? What do your hands feel like? How are your joints? Does your body feel lighter or heavier? Do you feel quieter? Do you feel warm? Just kind of checking in. Maybe making note, maybe noticing what is different today from yesterday. Good, so now we're going to try stomach and spleen. These are the next 3. We did lung and large intestine, stomach and spleen. So we'll keep our eye on the time. So we'll focus on stomach. If there's time for spleen, we'll do that. Stomach starts just under the center of the eye. And I'm going to use my right hand on my left side. And so I'm just under the center of the eye if the eye is looking forward, right on the bone. So that's stomach 1. And then we trace down to stomach 3. And then over to stomach 5. So I want to just kind of locate stomach 5 here for you. Maybe I'll just come a little bit closer. Even though I have a beard, I'm guessing you can't see too much. But on the side of the head, where we have the jaw largely comes down and then it starts its trip forward. So there's this bend here. So if we touch on that bend and come a little bit closer to the chin, and if we grit our teeth, right, you should feel a muscle stand out there. That's the masseter. And so if we grit our teeth, right, and then we trace that muscle closer maybe to the chin, we should feel the beginning of that muscle. That's our stomach 5. Okay, so coming to this rounding corner of the jaw, come forward a bit, clench the teeth, and you should feel that muscle come up probably under your finger, and then just trace it towards the chin, and you should feel a fit there on the bone. That's stomach 5. So that's going to be a point we're going to be interested in. That's a nice point for inflammation too. So let's try that. This point is called the Great Welcome, like Da. I'm trying to remember how it's said, but Da Ying. I think it's Da Ying. Yeah, Da Ying. Yeah. a great welcome. And I like it because you can find it by gritting your teeth, you know, like you're really welcoming somebody, but what you're really feeling is, oh, what are you doing here? So that's a hermit's problem. So let's start this again. We'll come down from lung 1 to lung 3, over to lung 5. We're not going to ask you to memorize these. Now we're going to trace back towards that angle and then up in front of the ear. I'll turn my head for you. Then we're going to come up to in front of the sideburns and then to the top corner of your hairline. So you have your upper hairline and your side hairline. So we're kind of right in there in the corner is what we're looking for. Then we're going to retrace our steps here. We're going to do this a bunch. So we're back to stomach 5 and we're going to come down to the stomach 9. And so we're now on the collarbone. I'm going to come over to the mammillary line here and then down just through the center of the breast. Once we pass the nipple, we're going to come in towards the center line, just a bit, maybe halfway between the center line and where we were, and then continue to track that down to the inguinal crease, right? So we're touching in on the quad here. Then I'm going to come over towards the center of the thigh, the top of the thigh here. And there's a nice insertion of the muscle that we might feel. And then exhale down, come down, just tracking outside the kneecap. And about partway down, we're going to come back up and lateral to that point. And then return our journey down to the tip of our second biggest toe. And really it's the nail bed. So the nail bed, the corner of the nail bed of the second biggest toe. And that's the point furthest from the big toe. So that's the whole line. I'm sure you absolutely got it. So we're going to do it a few times so it gets a little familiar. So any finger you'd like to touch with, I like to use the index finger because I've just been using that for the large intestine, which precedes this. So we come down, basically tracing an outline of the face here, and then we'll come back down here, and then we're coming down beside the esophagus to the collarbone, just above it, and then we'll work our way a little bit. I'm touching my microphone here. I don't know if that makes it sound horrible. So come down right through the nipple, and then we kind of drift over, still coming down, and then straight down. Right. So the spleen actually will come up right out if we hadn't drifted over, if we had continued through the nipple, which we don't, we come over. But if we had, that's going to track us into the end of the spleen, the supporting organ system for the stomach, or the pear. So we come over, center. We're essentially coming down the front of the leg, but it's a little bit to the outside. So I actually go around the kneecap. Exhale, then we inhale here to rise back up, and then exhale if we're able to come to that foot. If you can't reach your toe, you can do the rest of that with your mind and maybe an indication with your hand. So it might look like, okay, that's as far as I can reach today, and then we'd come up and repeat, or as far down as you go. Maybe you just come down to your knee, and the rest is with your mind and your hand and your breath. That's perfectly okay. So, starting again here. Good. So the stomach and the spleen work together to receive the energies that come into you from outside. It's called gu qi. And so your nutritional qi, the food, or to extract the qi from it, and come over a little here. And they are going to do that with whatever food you put into your system. So if you put this food into your system, I brought an apple for Sifu Li. It's always good to have an apple for your teacher, or often in China it's an orange. But you guys know the difference between apples and oranges. So the stomach is going to do its job with whatever food you put in it. So you can imagine if you're not putting healthful food into your stomach, it's still going to do its best to extract what it can and distribute that qi to the rest of your organs and the rest of your being. And we might imagine the rest of your being is going to suffer if it's just hot fudge sundaes and crackers, right? So we already know it's important to eat well, but this might give you an idea about why. So we'll keep going. I'm kind of looking at the time here and I'm thinking we might just stay on stomach. There's a lot to it. Good. We'll come down, think about stomach 5 if you want to pause for a moment and clench to kind of activate that muscle so that you can really feel where we're coming down. Trace down the neck to the collarbone, drift to the outside a little bit. And what I'm trying to do with all these exercises is just come into some awareness of the systems in the body and have a soothing, loving intent in relation to them. And so we may like to ask ourselves before we do this, what is the emotion I'd like to approach the stomach with? What is the mind space I'd like to approach the stomach with? What is the rate or depth of the breathing that I'd like to be in with the stomach? I imagine if a first responder came to help me, like a paramedic, because I hurt myself, and they showed up hyperventilating, I don't know how much credibility I'd offer them right away, right? Whereas if they showed up very calm and clear-eyed and connecting to me, I'd probably feel very well taken care of and trusting, right? So I'm approaching my stomach or the energies of the stomach here. And of course, we've been with them now for a little while, but I might very well like to check in with myself here. And say, how would the stomach like to receive the breath? How would the stomach like to receive the mind? What emotions would the stomach feel cared for if they were approached by these emotions? And I'm guessing those answers are something like kind, loving, patient, attentive. So what I'd like to do now is just talk a little bit about how I like to do the breathing here. And what I do with the breathing is I exhale whenever the hand or the tracking is moving downward. And whenever the tracking is going upward or not exactly downward, like sideways or down and sideways, then I inhale. So I'll try and make that loud enough that you can hear it here. I'm not sure which side I just did, I think here. So I do that all the way to 5, stomach 5. So let's try that again. Then we come over to stomach 6, where that bend is, and then inhale up through stomach 7 and 8, and then back down to 5. So of course, that's an exhale, which we can continue all the way to collarbone. Then a little inhale, and then an exhale through the center of the breast, then an inhale, then an exhale all the way down. So here, when I track over to the leg from the inguinal crease, I don't like to just fold my posture. I like to reach my arm a little to get a little stretch through here. And if I can't quite reach where I'm trying to reach, I can still fold and turn my spine. That's okay. But I like to do the work with the arm first and then let the body follow so that I'm not simply bending. And the bend will come, right? So I come over to the front here. Now I'll exhale past the knee, Zushan point down here, everybody's favorite, stomach 36. Inhale, and then exhale down through stomach 41. That's my favorite point, and here. So remember that we're going to the outside corner of the nail bed of that second biggest toe, so the one furthest from the big toe. So a couple things to think about here in terms of the general. I think I just belched and I have a microphone on. That's really funny. I think when that happens in class, I kind of cover myself, but since I have a microphone, that probably didn't work. Speaking of the stomach, a little belch. So if we can think back to when life was much simpler in fifth or sixth or seventh or eighth grade or ninth grade, something like that, and you remember that that boy held your hand for the first time, or if we can think back to maybe seventh grade or something, and that time that that girl kissed your cheek, or in ninth grade, that time that that boy asked you on a date, or that time when she broke up with you, or that time those boys, you were sure they're talking about you behind your back and they pretended it was nothing, but you know, or that time that she asked you to go to the prom and it was very exciting because you didn't know she liked you. When we think back on these very clear kind of times, I imagine we're adults here, but when we think back on those very clear times, each of those kind of experiences, Hallmark will tell you are experiences of the heart. Right? These are all heart experiences. She held your hand, he kissed you, she broke up with you, he wants to go out with you, invited you to the dance, all these kind of things are heart experiences. But if we consider the actual sensations of the body when we had those, all of those sensations of the body occur here in the stomach, right? Like, oh my God, they're talking about me. Oh, he really likes me. Oh, she's gonna, dump me. Oh, he just kissed me, or she's holding my hand. These are experiences in the stomach. And these are experiences that come to us from the outside, like the food, and it's for us to do the processing. And this is what the job of the stomach and the spleen are in traditional Chinese medicine, something that we kind of express and activate through our Qigongs. And so it's really helpful to have an idea of what the stomach is. Here in the West, we often think of the stomach like a wallet, as long as it has some money in it, I don't really much think about it. I just live my life. But when that wallet gets empty, whatever else I'm doing, that's the most important thing. I have to earn $1. And same thing with my stomach. Literally, I don't really think too much about it unless I ate something bad. And when I get really hungry, whatever else I was doing is not as important. And I'm driven. I grab a granola bar, I start cooking, I find some leftovers, I eat a piece of fruit, and I'm just absolutely driven by the stomach. So the stomach has a real hold on us, and yet here in the West, we often don't think about it too much. It's just this thing that, I put food in, and I guess it does its thing, but for us to connect it to, how we really feel, the emotions of the stomach and the spleen are really important to us. So I'm going to track through a couple more times. I'm sure Violet will be coming in a minute or two, and so I'll keep continuing here. We may have a chance for any questions too that people have, and I'll post a comprehensive video of this teaching for people as well, so you'll be able to review it at your leisure. So exhale. The main things here are to be kind to the body, be patient in the mind, and be consistent with the breath. So if we're being consistent with the breath, kind to the body, patient with the body, we're going to be doing fine. We're going to be doing fine. This is really a chance to be kind to the body. And maybe we start to open up our understanding of what the stomach is for. And I know that this particular meridian is a little bit more complex than just the lung, and we're done, right? So really what happens here at stomach 5 is this channel splits and it goes up and down, but it's harder to learn this with 2 hands, so you can track the split. So I just kind of track it from 5 up, and then I just return to the split and continue down. And the stomach and the spleen have a really nice role, particularly the spleen, in supporting the lungs and the Wei Qi, or defensive Qi, a bit indirect. here, but the air you breathe, the food you take in are really important elements along with what you came into the world with, right? Your prenatal chi, origin. So nice and easy. This can be done. I didn't sit and show you, but I think you can probably imagine we can find these points seated fairly well. Inhale, and then exhale, coming up, and exhale down, inhale up, exhale down to the collarbone, inhale. Each of the inhales is fairly short in this sequence, and the exhales are fairly extended, and that generally, that pattern is a very calming pattern for the emotions. So we have a pretty extensive exhale, long duration, and then a fairly brief inhale, and then a long exhale again. So having that pattern can really help you calm yourself. So I'm going to just check in now that I've finished, and if we don't see Violet come on, then we'll do a little Qigong for the stomach as well.
Hey, Super Watson, thank you very much, and I hope everyone finds this very interesting and learning about the Chinese meridian system. And yeah, it's complicated. I was trying to.
That's you. Thank you. That's for you.
Oh, that's for me. Okay,
Yeah.
FedEx to me. Okay,
Yeah.
you cannot just enticing me with Apple and not giving me, right? You have to FedEx that.
Okay.
No, okay. And nowadays the courier services and they're working so hard, and yeah, they're at the front line as well. Mhm. So it's very interesting, and you're talking about all these the pressure points. So for some people who are not familiar with that, and exactly what are the pressure points, and what does that exactly means? Can you just explain a little bit more?
Sure. Yeah. Well, the way that I think of them is that we have a pathway of energy flow, and then on that pathway we have relatively easy ways to access it. In the same way that we have highways that we're all very familiar with, the highways have exits and entrances every so often, and they're numbered, and they're numbered sequentially, like we did 1, 2, 3. I think I missed it actually, 1, 2, 3. And they're numbered, so we kind of know what to expect. If you're at exit 5, exit 6 or 4 is coming up next, depending on which direction you're going. And those are the easiest ways on and off the highway. You could just pull your car onto the highway anywhere or off the highway anywhere, but it's not recommended. And it's probably not paved and lit, and there might be fences or whatever. So the most sensible way to get on and off that highway, or to influence the flow on the highway, is to get off or on at one of these numbered exits. But we also know that these exits are named in a more poetic way than just numbers. So it might be called exit 54, but it might also be called exit Cedar Street. Like, go to Cedar Street. And so all of these points have names that are more poetic, and they also have just numbers, and they all mean the same thing, and it really depends on what's interesting for you. Like the spleen, ends over here at a point called like the auditory palace. Like, oh, that's easy to remember, the one right in front of my ear. Okay. And this one's at 5, I think it's like a chin bone hole is like a way it might be translated.
So when you're going through these pressure points, do you actually press it with a certain, how should I say, intensity, or you just going through it? And
yeah, I'm soothing it. So I call these series an awakening series. So I'm just soothing and trying to connect the gentler parts of myself to the flow. So my patience, my breath, my mother qualities. I'm trying to connect to it. If I was doing a treatment, then a particular one might call for deep pressure or light pressure or rhythmic pressure or something like, or a needle. Sometimes I use a tool to do it. But here I'm not trying to go through as a treatment. I'm trying to, it could be more of an intake that you do with a client where I'm tracking a meridian until I feel, oh, that's tender, or that's warm, or that's cold, and that might give an indication of where we might offer a treatment. But for this, I just think of it as a Qigong, a warm-up. And even if people don't get it right, I still got them to touch their toes 20 times. And so it's good for the breath and the back and the legs.
Well, another thing I look at it is just the mind body things. It's mindfulness. You really pay attention to your body instead of from the head to the toe, right? It's gone. But this is you going through the points by points, and then you really stay with your mind, stay with your body. So
Yeah.
and the mindfulness is really at its work at the best. So I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and depending on your level of knowledge, you might know an awful lot about different points, or maybe just a particular point that was treated for you before. And then when you move through it, you're bringing your own wisdom to that place. And for me, this really invites an understanding of our Tai Chi Chuan forms as well, because you'll be doing something that uses these two fingers, and you'll say, oh, that's the lung and large intestine. Oh, maybe that's why something or other my teacher said all makes sense, or why they say this is good for the immune system, or for anger or something like that. So it kind of broadens the world that the student might otherwise see in their Tai Chi Chuan practice.
Yeah, and that's a very, very good point. And there's one saying in the Tai Chi Chuan classics, and say, 意道, 气道. 意 means intent. 气 means the energy, the bioelectricity. So when you focus at a certain point, and then your energy will go there. So 意道, 气道. So exactly. And so I think when you are doing this, even though without touching, without exercising any pressure, and but it can help the energy just to flow through that point by point.
Well, my teacher would say, like, look, if I want to extend my finger, my mind has to decide to do that. Like, I had to pick which finger I'm going to extend.
Don't pick the middle one.
Just those, right? And he says, my E has to decide to extend that finger. And then my finger extends, and it does an action. I don't know all the things that happened in here in terms of blood flow and lymphatic flow and tendons and muscles, because I didn't go to medical school, but I can still point my finger. So I don't have to know everything that happens between here and here to see that it works and to experience it and express it. And some people will over worry that, which is a spleen and stomach issue, that, oh, I need to learn every bit of the mechanics. And while you can learn that stuff, it's not important that you know it in order to benefit from it.
Very good. And I'm pretty sure the audience probably have a lot of questions. And so how they can reach you? You're on Facebook, and Stephen Watson, right?
They can find me on Facebook, and I start for younger people. I started a new page, I guess, and I'm writing it down to show you.
Well, why there's a difference between younger people and not younger people?
Well, so I don't know if you can read it or if it's backwards on your screen.
Oh, Twitch TV. Okay, Sunday fun. Okay, yeah.
So Twitch TV, nobody that's over 30 even knows what it is.
Well, I'm definitely over 30, and I am right now live stream to Twitch TV.
Fantastic. Yeah. There you go. So people can follow me there, especially if they're seeing this there, and I'll follow you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
So that's a new place to find me anyway. So I figured I'd let people know, and I could use followers, I guess.
Okay, good. Well, thank you very much for taking your time. I know you're very busy, and and I really appreciate it. You come here again. Well, thank you so much. And so the piglet is going to say bye bye.
Piglet's gonna say goodbye. Thank you very much.
Bye bye. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you all tomorrow again. Okay, bye bye.